Hello and welcome to the Magnificent Mediumship Masterclass. Oh my goodness. We are here, the Mediumship Masterclass, the Magnificent Mediumship Masterclass. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure all my techie stuff is working before we get into the wildest channel of 2025. I am very excited. We are live. Hallelujah. So if you are jumping on, please come and say hello. Wow. I'm really excited about today because today is going to be very, very powerful. I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm creating this, what I have created, and I'm going to shut my door. Hang on a minute. Spirit is wanting to come in already. Okay, I have been sitting in the realm, the Angelic Realms, creating this masterclass for you for a wee while now, especially this morning. So, if you were jumping on, come and say hello to me. If you're on the live, if you're on the replay, come and say hello, okay? Wherever you are watching this throughout all time and spaces, if there is a space that you can come and say hello, please do so. My name is Victoria Bond. If this is the first time that you have jumped onto one of my activations, you're in for a treat. If you are one of my OGs, if you've been around through my free spaces, my YouTube, or even if you've done any of my free programs, or any of my paid programs, then you're in for a treat as well, and you know how this rolls. We will be activating today, channeling. We're going to be going through so many different multi-dimensional spaces, but also I'm a teacher. I like to teach. As a spiritual teacher, I like to bring through some foundational support for you on your mediumship journey, your intuitive journey. And also there's always a theme. So today the theme is the angelic realms, and I have been receiving information left, right, and center for months now. So hello, let's have a little look and see who is here. Hi, Alison, Cara, Jessica, oh my gosh, Justina, so good to see you all. So good to see you. Okay, so we have just had the equinox, and the equinox is a space where we open. We can all feel it, can't we? Right? I want you to interact as much as possible here as well, because it creates so much more for our channel. Okay, we start getting the juices flowing and we all start co-creating together. So we've had the equinox. How has that been for you? So wherever you are in the world, we are having a shift of season, and this has actually opened a portal of the angelic realms, a stream of consciousness where we are downloading a lot of information. So today I'm going to share with you some, I call it secret information that I've downloaded from the guides, from the star seeds, from the angels, from the multi-galactic beings that now have access to us, that we have access to, I should say. So we're going to talk about that because a special portal is open right now. I'm just curious. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Let me have a little look. Can you feel it? Hello, Tracy, Jane, Max, Erin, Lisa, Jennifer. So good to see you guys. You're going to want to stick around until the end, because I'm not only going to tell you about this information that's come through from the angels, I'm also going to take you through a 3-step process of mediumship that I don't see other people. I don't see other mediums, high level mediums that are platform mediums telling people. So I always like to say, look, I'm going to uncover, just like a magician does. I'm going to uncover some of those mysteries and some of those secrets on how I am such a strong evidential medium. But it's not just about talking to dead people. I always say that as well. So I'm going to talk about my 3-step process. I'm going to take you through that. And of course, you're going to have an activation. So we've got the angelic secrets. We've got the 3-step process. We've got an activation. Like I said, if you've been here before or if you haven't, you're going to be in for a treat, because the activations are always next level, and quite often light language comes through. We'll see what happens today with that. And then I'm going to share with you an opportunity where you can have a 90-minute one-to-one session with me, so we can dive into your angelic realms of consciousness, so we can dive into your guides, into your soul mapping. What are you here for? What is your soul mission, your soul purpose? And if you've had a soul mapping with me before, you'll know it's extremely powerful, but there's millions of possibilities. There's trillions of possibilities, so we can always go deeper and have another session. What? out. Okay, so you're going to have this opportunity to have a 90-minute one-to-one session with me. In that session, you receive your very own PDF soul mapping blueprint and a replay as well. So stick around to the end, because I'm also going to tell you about Magnificent Mediumship. Of course, the theme is the Angelic Realms. We have never done Angelic Realms in MM before. Magnificent Mediumship is my 12-week program. It's a certification for anyone who has a soul calling towards it. And of course, we are starting in October. It's our 15th round. I always run it live because it is always channeled. It is always different. It is always an expansion and evolution upon the one that came before. So hello and welcome. If you were jumping on, come and say hello. I'm going to take off my slippers. I'm wearing my Ugg boots, and oh my gosh, I'm super hot already. So I believe the channel is beginning. So have you had an encounter with angels? I'm curious. I was sitting in my sleep mode, in my what I call a spirit mode today, and I was like thinking about all the encounters I've had with angels. Now, there is many different types of angels. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the different types of angels today. And no, it's not going to be like textbook, oh, these are these angels, these are these. No, I'm talking about the channels that have been coming through, the multi-galactic channels, and some of the mistaken beliefs that you might have about angels, okay? So I'm really curious, have you encountered an angel? Now, if you say no, then it's actually not true, because every single one of you have encountered an angel. And here's a little secret that I want to say. I'm going to be dropping in lots of little mini secrets here, okay, that you may or may not know. So many of you, if not all of you on this live stream right now, I mean, why have you been called here? Did you just randomly stumble across this, or were you attracted to the email that I sent out? Or have you been like, oh, I haven't been watching Victoria Bond for a while, but I'm tuning into this one. If you were called here, you may be an angel yourself. Has anyone said, oh my gosh, you're such an earth angel? Or have you ever felt so deeply compassionate that you're just like, oh my goodness, I would totally sacrifice myself for another? Or like when you see somebody in distress or angry or upset, or even like in slum, they're like in they're hitting rock bottom, are you like, oh my God, my heart, I just want to save everybody and help everybody, and your heart feels like it breaks for others? I'm curious. You know, not all people feel that way, right? Not everybody is an angel. But did you know that so many of us have got a thread of angelic soul stream? And this is what I'm calling in for the next Magnificent Mediumship Round 15. I'm calling in the angels. I know Alison is here, and I know Alison is going to be doing this round. She's in already. Did you know she is an angel? Oh my God. Okay, that I'm not going to go into this too much, and we've got some throat stuff coming up. So I've got a funny feeling that some of you want to say, I'm an angel. Whew, how does that feel? I am an angel. What if you claimed that right now in the chat box? What if you said that out loud? What if you wrote it down? What if you wrote it down? I am an angel. Some of you need to say this. Some of you need to express this. I am an angel. Now pop it in the chat box. I am an angel, or give me a 111. That's an angelic number. This has guided me my whole life, 111, before it became like a thing where everyone was like, angel numbers. I didn't know it was an angel number. I just knew I had to follow 111. And it literally has guided me my whole entire life. I'm going to share with you so much about angels today. And I'm going to share with you the 3 main steps that you need to really anchor in to be an intuitive, to be a channel, to be a medium. And then I'm going to literally tell you a little bit about the next round of MM and why this round is so special, and the bonuses that you're going to get if you join this round. Okay, and we're starting in less than 2 weeks. Okay, so are you ready? Are you ready? I want you to put a I'm ready in the chat box, because I'm starting to feel it. I'm like, whoa, I'm starting to feel the angelic realms opening up for us now, because we're going to be channeling. Now today you might activate your light language accidentally. You might manifest $1 million accidentally. You might meet your best friend or the love of your life accidentally. You might literally start your own business, like so many of my MM pupils are doing at the moment, and accidentally like change your whole life and explode it in the best way possible. So we've got a lot of clearing going on in the throat right now. So I didn't realize this, but this this masterclass, this mediumship masterclass, the Angelic Realms Secrets Revealed, is going to be opening so much for you within the chakra system. In fact, the angels are connected to the chakra system, and this is a very important note that you need to take or listen to right now. Okay, that as we are shifting paradigms, as we are changing the system, the chakra system, the angelic realms are changing along with us. We're going to talk about fallen angels today. We're going to talk about starseeds. We're going to be talking about collectives. We're going to be talking about the archangels. We're going to talk about you as an angel. Are you ready? Are you ready? Claim that I am ready. Give me a 111 or I am an angel in the chat box. The activation happens as we're moving it through. If you need to stretch, if you need to move or dance, or if you need to cough or anything like that, don't hold back. Okay. I am an angel, super ready. I am ready. I am ready. 111. Yes, yes, yes. I am ready. Beautiful. Okay. 10:11 now. Yes, yes. Beautiful. My throat chakra has been blocked lately. Okay, cool. So, I'm very excited. So, this next round of Magnificent Mediumship is the Angelic Realm. Now, one of the ladies who has joined, I had a soul mapping session with her, and what we uncovered was insane. We went on this journey through the multi-dimensional space. Now, I've experienced this with a few of the ladies that are joining this next round, so whoa, just hold on to your panties, girlfriend. So what happened was we went up to the 13th dimension and we unlocked all of this information about the chakra system. Now, who here knows that the chakra system is exponentially shifting and changing? Now, I've known this for many years, okay, and I don't share the depth of this chakra system and how it's shifting in the angels with many people because a lot of people aren't ready to hear it. But something has happened in this equinox, and I know if you were listening to this and if you can hear me, that you should probably stick around because I know that you are ready to hear this. And all I'm doing is reminding you of what you already know within your soul stream of angelic. Now, some of you have opened that portal already, especially if you've been working with me lately. Now, some of you are ready to open it. It's sitting there. It's like just before you jump out of the plane to go skydiving, or just before you go do something like even diving into a swimming pool, you know, that little edge, like that 1, 2, you know, like, am I going to dive in? Am I going to stay still? Am I going to freeze? It's time to dive in. It's time to jump. It is time to motherfucking fly. Okay, so now some of the information that came through is there's many different types of angels, and what the angels wanted for me to tell you today. So when we're talking about angels, I'm going to go into this mediumship. We're going to activate. It's going to be so much fun. So what they wanted me to tell you is we are unlocking and activating the soul stream within us from the angelic realms. Many of us are starting to feel our wings. Now, why do we tend to think that angels look like humans with big wings? Programming, conditioning. Did you know that angels come in many different shapes and forms? Did you know we can have angels that we can't even see because they are just simply energy? Did you know some angels have got small wings, some have got massive wings? Some are masculine, some are feminine, some are both. They don't even have a gender. Take Archangel Gabriel, for instance. It is arguable that Gabriel is a male or a female. Who actually knows? What if Gabriel was neither? What if Gabriel was simply a non-gender archangel? What is an archangel? An archangel can be everywhere all at once. An archangel is bigger and stronger and more knowledgeable, I want to say, and from the higher realm. So depending on what dimension you're working in, depending on what chakra you're working on, right? This is why we're having the shift, because the chakra system are portals. They are literally their own very dimensions. And we're asking to stretch it out right now. We're going to be bringing all the chakras in together to create a multi-dimensional, all-knowing self without the separation. Why is this so important? What's this got to do with mediumship, right? I just want to talk to a couple of spirits. I just want to know my guides. This shit's going over my head. If it's going over your head, that's okay. Just lay back, put on your eye mask, and allow yourself to receive, because there's a codex that comes through my voice in this channel. Where do you think this information comes from, right? So I have a couple of notes just to keep me on track from what the guides gave me, but the rest of it is channeling through. So from what I've seen from this co-creation in this next round with the beautiful pupils that are coming through, is I've seen that we are ready to get to know these angels from these different angelic realms. Now, angels aren't all necessarily good, or there is not necessarily bad angels, but there's different expressions, just like with the guides, just like with extraterrestrials, just like star seeds. What if an angel was actually an alien? What if we are actually aliens to them, right? What does alien mean? Something different that we don't quite know or understand. So you've got to understand yourself that what if we are angels? Angels in disguise, earth angels. I first started acknowledging that there was angels amongst us when I would have these males, these men that would come to me for healings, for Reiki healings. I'm a Reiki master. I've done energetic healings for the last 10 years. And now I love to teach, so that's what I do. And I do these soul mapping sessions, which are very exclusive. And so these men would come to me, and they would come for readings and healings, and they didn't even know why they came, right? Just like an people don't even know why they're signing up to me half the time. They just want to work with me because their soul is calling. And all of a sudden I would see these giant, massive wings come out from behind these men, the minority of people came with men, but the majority were women. However, like, every man that came to me was an angel. It was crazy. And some women were. But these massive wings came, and I would notice that their wings would be kind of like lower. They would be lowered down, and their heads would come to me because they kind of like felt like they were just defeated on this planet. Shit had happened to them. It was hard, and there was demonic energies around them. Like, seriously, it was pretty crazy. This is how I learned all the things I learned through experience. And then I'd tell them, you're an angel. You need to pipe up, buddy. Let's go. And I see their wings expand. And I was like, oh my God. Angels don't just belong there in the sky, floating around God and his kingdom. No, we are amongst the angels. What the heck do you think a fallen angel is? I'm curious. Now, I may trigger you today. Okay, I'm just going to give you a little warning. I may trigger you. Keep commenting. Let me know what you're feeling. I may trigger you because I'm going to ask you to expand your mind, to drop anything you've ever learned, and take everything I say with a grain of salt. Grab what resonates. And you don't even need to grab it because your subconscious is going to know what is correct. Okay. So, angels. What is a fallen angel? It's quite funny how we say that Lucifer is a fallen angel, don't we? Now, there's many different points of views. We've got the biblical, as well as different thought processes and patterns and all these things that we've been told. A lot of different narratives, if you will, beliefs as well. But I believe that many of us are fallen angels, chosen to fall. What does that mean? It means we said, hey, take me down onto planet Earth and allow me to help raise the vibration. A fallen angel is not a dark angel. We are polarity. We are here in duality. And this is why angels find it so hard. When your heart is so pure and clean, we find it so hard to have boundaries sometimes and standards. The first thing I teach in Magnificent Mediumship is boundaries and standards. To remember who you are is to remember your power. It is your greatest protection. You are the strongest entity in your reality, and many of you were and are angels. We fell because we decided to give up our wings, our physical wings. Angels can have physical wings and non-physical wings, but of course, being this dense, we would need physical wings, wouldn't we? Because we're in a physicality. We're not just an energetic being. How's this feeling? Kara said goosebumps. Okay, so I want you to put in the chat box, and Kara, yay, you're doing the next round of MM. I'm so excited. I would love for you to pop in the chat box if this is resonating with you. Some of you might be like, some of you might be like, I don't know what you're saying, but I'm feeling the vibration. If you want to share this or go tell your friends to jump on this live, go ahead and do so. We've got 45 people live, which is really freaking cool. And we've only just begun. We are activating. This is my mission. This is my soul's purpose right now, to share with you, to give you the information. And by the end of this, if you're like, I want to join I want to activate some more, then cool. If you've had enough, then perfect. I'm here to do my work. Angels, fallen angels. We can see people that are down and out. We can see people raising their wings. It's really about how we perceive. Now, when we take angels and the thought of spirit and extraterrestrials, when we take them off the pedestal and we realize we got some more clearing happening, guys. When we realize this is who I am. I know so many angels, and I bet you some of you will be watching right now. Angels that I have met, and I've said, did you know that you're an angel? Did you know? And when we are ready to hear it, but here's the thing, when we're ready to activate it, to remember it, when we have the capacity to hold that information, life itself transforms, because we start ascending. We start ascending beyond the physical body, and we start healing, and we start seeing things through a different lens, a more expanded lens. Okay, so how are we feeling? Okay, I'm going to keep going, because otherwise we might be here all day. So what else do I have on angels? Okay, I've got a lot of notes here from channels. Okay, so extraterrestrials are literally, most of them are angelic. They are not in human form, but they are light beings. Angels are light beings. Anyone who said they've seen visions of angels saw bright, bright, bright light, all wings, all feathers. Now, when I first woke up, my big bang awakening, my spirit girl Emma, right? So she went to my school, literally a girl went to my school, and she was my acquaintance. She came to my 16th birthday type of thing. And so we weren't friends, but we're acquaintances. She was the one who taught me mediumship in spirit. She passed way too young. She was only, I think, 18, around that age when she passed. It was before her 21st birthday. I'm literally in my head, ages don't matter, but really young, she passed away. And one day, Emma and I, we actually did a competition at school. We entered something for sewing, and I had a beautiful ball gown, and she had massive, massive wings. Massive, massive, massive angel wings. Her nickname was Angel at the previous school before she came to our school. And she took me, I don't know if you've listened to my podcast or my YouTube, but I have the story about Emma many years ago, and she took me through basically a step-by-step process on how to be a medium. It was crazy, and now I teach that step-by-step process, and today I'm going to teach a little bit of that process to you. She, I believe, is an angel. How do I see angels if it's a spirit that's passed? Because they fly around me. I'm like, this spirit is flying around me. Sometimes I talk to clients and I'm like, whoa, I can see his wings and feathers flying down around you. Feathers are a sign that angels are around. Do you get feathers around you? So sometimes maybe you have dreams that you are flying. And if you are an earth angel, you leave at night when you're sleeping. Do you have wicked, vivid, wicked, that was me just mixing those words together, dreams? Do you? Or maybe you have no dreams because you're so busy and then you bang straight back into your body. Angels travel. There is a big war on, okay? And I know I might be going too intense for a Facebook Live here, but this is a masterclass, the Mediumship Masterclass, and the angels are calling us. There is a war between dark and light, and as long as we're seeing these fallen angels as bad, and instead of realizing we are that, and we chose that, to be here on this planet, to raise the vibration so the earth can ascend. We're in a year 9 on the planet. Everything is changing. I've been saying this for years, and I've been seeing people wake up all over the place. It's time for us to realize, even though we can't see our wings, we have them. And if we collectively raise, then we grow them. Times of Lemuria, Atlantis. Are you with me? Put a I'm following in the comments, or a 222. If you're following, let me know. It is time to raise our vibration. The true white light, the vibration. We are not actually fallen. We just gave up our wings to be in this polarity so we could learn what's going on and raise the vibration. Because there are structures and systems that need to be dismantled, and you are here to dismantle them. And as long as you stay safe and small, the darkness is winning. But the minute you go, I'm going to invest energetically in myself and do whatever it takes to raise my vibration. You know, I think about my beautiful client, Emily. Emily came to me. She's just done the last round of and she wouldn't even show her face, right? She was just like, I don't want to show my face. I'm too scared. I don't want to speak. I'm freaking out. And I was like, that's okay. And Emily is an angel, right? So Emily comes in. By the end of she's in rooms doing practices, and she's doing light language on the sitter that she was practicing with. She is selling her shop, and she's just invested in me to work with me until June next year to get her business up and running, where she can be a Reiki healer, where she can be a medium, where she can help people by being a spiritual mentor. That was 3 months ago. She was too afraid to show her face. Then we've got Dora. Dora's like Christian, and she's a spiritual leader, and she's like, I need to bridge the gap. I use sound. She's an angel. I use sound and vibration. She's started this incredible YouTube channel, and she's got a program coming out. And she's like, you know what? She's an entrepreneur. She's like, I've got my vision. I'm here to be worldwide. Then we've got Kara. She's just about to do the second round of And Kara's like, you know what? I'm going to leave my corporate job. She's opened a studio while she's still in her job, but she's opened a studio where she's doing Reiki. She's doing Reiki for weight loss. She's reading cards for men and women. That was a bit of a stretch. She's doing healings on people. And she's like, Victoria, let's go. I want this to be all day, every day. This is my work. Why do I share these 3 people with you off the top of my head? Because when you are a spiritual leader, when you're a medium, when you're an intuitive, when you're a channel, when you're an angel, it's not about the how. It's why. Why you're doing what you're doing, and what are you doing that is moving the needle for mankind. Okay? It's about taking the leap. It's about going, I'm not playing small anymore. I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway. I'm going to push the video button, and I'm going to speak, and I'm going to do the light language, and I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to open this. I mean, whatever it is, right? And then we've got beautiful Lou and Deanna, and literally we're talking about so much abundance coming to them. Abundance where, you know, Lotto wouldn't even cut it. Okay, abundance of hundreds of thousands, of gifts of house, gifts of land, gifts of abundance, gifts of opportunities and possibilities. This all happened within like a month. Because when angels are on your side and you acknowledge you are that, you're a mirror of an angel, and your heart is true, compassionate, authentic, and in integrity, you cannot do anything other than fly. Comment fly down below if you feel like you're ready to fly, if you're ready to take off, because we're going to start activating in a moment. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about angels, but then we're going to start activating in mediumship and intuitive abilities. My job is to bring you in back home. There's one place where your soul resides, and every time starseeds, angels, ETs, beings, souls like yourself are saying, I want to go home, you will never find home anywhere, because you're missing the entire point. And here is a secret I want you to know, which you already know, but I want to remind you. There's one place that is home. And until you find that key code, until you acknowledge that and embody that, my job is to help you embody the human, to unlock your psychic, your angelic, your starseed. And it's right here. It's right here within your heart. You know, I was gifted this incredible gift from my siblings for my birthday that's just been, and it says courage. And I can't show you it because it's on my neck, but it's of the stars. It's shiny and it's like the galaxy. I am starseed. I am angel. I am ET. I am human. I am a mother. I'm a multi-dimensional, multi-galactic being. This body is Victoria. But I'm many, many, many things. To have the courage to know that your soul is in your heart, and within your heart is your galaxy. Is within your this galaxy is a portal. Within that portal is your soul, is a multi-dimensional spark of God. The key code is your heart. How does that feel for you? We haven't even started bringing in the angels and activating yet. How's this feeling for you? I'm just going to sip on my drink. That's my coffee bar. Here I am drinking. I love you, Dora. Fly, 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 fly. Who's ready to fly? Fly home. Be real, be true. See through the matrix. My job is to help you see through the illusion. And here's another little secret. If you start feeling cobwebs on your face, if you see me talking and I start touching myself, this happens in my YouTube videos, I'm like, oh no, what's happening? It's the electric magnetic field. And I can feel it. Can you guys feel it? I just want you to take a moment. Can you feel it? The magnetic, electric, I can't speak. I just about go into coding. The electric magnetic field. And then you start feeling like you're going to a warm bath. And then you start feeling like you don't have a body. This is what we call transcendence. And I go to 4 retreats every year. And I don't always go into a transcendence where I completely leave my body because, you know, that's kind of like that people chase that often, and that's not the point. Okay, when you go, I'm not there, I'm not there, I'm not there, then you're never going to be there. But when we come into this energy of transcendence, it is heaven on earth. To bring heaven back to earth is to understand that you are a spark of God. You are an angelic flare. And this is why I'm doing the Mediumship Masterclass today. The Magnificent Mediumship Masterclass. I've just added that word in. Why? Because those that are calling to wake up, we must do this together. You can say, oh yeah, cool, I did that and I got filled up and off I go. But some of you need to go further because some of you are leaders and guides. And I'm going to share with you some magic today. And I hope you apply it. And I hope some of you, the ones that are being called right now, come and work with me and we go deeper. So stay around, okay? Because I'm going to finish up this little angelic thing. They say that it's going to thread through the whole thing. But then, of course, we're going to do some mediumship and activation. I'm going to tell you how you can work with me. So what else is coming through for the angels right now? It's interesting because fairies are like cousins of angels as well. So you got to remember, like, if you can see fairies as like little, sometimes we see fairies as like cute and sparkly and magical. They are, right? And same with pixies. We've got these points of views on what they are. And in we actually talk about the different kind of archetypes a little bit and stuff as well. But the angel, I mean, the fairies are actually interdimensional beings. So they switch in and out, okay? So interdimensional beings, they can literally they can time bend, but they more like jump through different kind of dimensions and timelines. So they're very, very magical and very, very light. But they are these descendants. They are cousins of the angels, which is really, really interesting. That just information just came through, as well as pixie energy as well. All of the angels and all of the fairies and the pixies are literally mirrors of our consciousness. whatever thoughts are going on, this is something I want to tell you guys that's coming through right now. Whatever thoughts are coming through, or whatever mirrors of your perception is mirroring what you can see about life, whatever your beliefs are, whatever your truths are, this is purely reflections of yourself. So it's really interesting, because when we expand, this is what I teach my pupils to do, is to expand beyond anything that we've ever conceived to be true. So then we don't have any fixed ideas. So, like I say, I can say these things, let them come in and let them come out. And if something resonates, grab it because it's for you. If it doesn't, let it go. It might resonate with you down the track. I've one of my sisters who's very, very ET and galactic, and another one who's very, very human into Akashic, right? So it's like, it doesn't mean that there's nothing right. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. It doesn't mean that anything means anything. To be conscious is to actually know nothing. so just let it all go through you, and whatever resonates, right? So the more conscious we become, the less we actually know, and the less that we're actually defined in, because the more we realize that there's so billions of possibilities. Isn't that interesting? Do you believe in fate? What if fate was literally, there was many, 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 many different paths of fate? When I'm teaching mediumship, I'm never defining, saying do this or do that, or it's always a possibility of the highest timeline. Okay, so anything else about angels? They can be at many different times at once, especially the archangels. You've got to understand that there are these starseed energies, light beings, extraterrestrials, often that we think we think that it's an angel because it's got wings, and often it is literally an extraterrestrial. So they are kind of like one of the same when we get our mind out of definition. It's just like a hybrid energy of yourself. Okay, so when you are looking at yourself and you're going, I am a human. Extraterrestrials and starseeds and angels and spirit are all separate from me. This is the separation. This is the defining, when we realize we are angelic and we can tune into our angelic self, but we can also tune into our darker self. We can also tune into our goddess self and our fairy self. Like some of you are stronger angelic hybrids than others. Some of you are stronger like dragon energies, or I'm just thinking of all the MMs that we've done, or yeah, there's so many different archetypes, so I'm not going to go into it because they're actually blocking me. They're like, stick with the angels. It's an angel masterclass book. Okay, cool. So many, 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 there's mermaids and all sorts of things. Okay, but those of you that are on here right now, the portal of the angelic realms are being opened up so you can stream through information, right? Give me a 444 in the comments. If we might have missed the 333. Give me a 444 in the comments if you are like, yes, yes, yes. I am ready to open up my angelic theme. I'm ready to grow my wings. I am ready to. Are you interested in angels? Okay, give me a 444 if you are like, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm actually ready. Now, some of you might not be ready, and that is okay. This is for where you are at. This is where we meet you. Okay, so we're going to move on. So first of all, let's take a nice deep breath together. And just let all of those words, you can feel the energy it's starting to build up, and all, there's so much information coming through. It's pretty next level because we have to translate it through our minds, through the energy. So my job is just to keep the flow going energetically. So we drop our barriers and we feel our roots coming into the ground, and we call on our ancestors, our angels, our spirit teams of the highest realms, vibrations of the true white light. And I feel like some of you have got some like protection up. So there might be some fear, like some feelings of, I don't know what, if I don't want to open up to this, because if I open up to this, then one, I might need to change all the beliefs that I've created up until now. And that was a lot of hard work. Are you willing to revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce all oaths, fealties, contracts throughout all time, spaces, and dimensions connected to that in the name of consciousness? If you're not, that's okay. It's a big deal. When you come and work with me, it's a big deal because you're going to leave the old and the untrue and the conditioned and the program behind, even if it means hundreds of lives. Ooh, give me a yes if you are ready to drop all of the old conditioning to step into your very own truth throughout all time, spaces, and dimensions connected to that. It's getting hot in here. Oh my God. That means making a commitment. When people first join they make a commitment to themselves to choose consciousness, which means choose their own soul, their own self, which can be hard, especially as mothers, especially as humans, especially as angels. Okay. Alrighty, you are, and I want you to affirm, I am an angel. Okay, I want you to pop that in the chat box again. I am an angel. If you feel like you're an angel. If you're not, just sit back and enjoy the show and receive some learning today, because we are going to go on to the next thing. So I'm all about information. I'm all about teaching. I'm not about sitting there consuming information. I mean, you can be the smartest person on the planet and still do nothing with it, okay? I'm about getting messy and getting out there and tripping over my feet and falling and then picking myself up and learning not to walk into that hole again, or not to connect with someone in that energy again, or I'm learning all the time. This is the whole point of being an angel on planet Earth, is to learn, which means moving. And if you've been too scared, we've got one more energy clearing coming through right now, okay? So listen up carefully. If you are scared of stepping out of the box, stepping out of this comfortable little cage that you've created, I'm just going to tell you how it is. If you've been too scared to come out of the spiritual closet to claim, I am an angel, I am a spark of God, I am a starseed, I am an intuitive, I am love, I am powerful, I'm the creator of my own reality. If you haven't been willing to take responsibility for everything that's happening right now in your life, if you've been looking externally and saying it's the cards that you were dealt, it's time to step up. I had to claim my birthright of responsibility. And it was a bit of a mind fuck, right? But hang on a minute. I didn't choose this or this or this or this or this to happen to me. Why am I not brighter? Why am I not faster or taller or lighter? Why was I brought up in religion, right? Instead of literally looking at my past as in it held me back, I started going, how did this make me stronger and faster and taller and brighter? And I started realizing that everything's happened for me. Everything has happened for me. For me. For me. I want you to claim that in the chat. Everything has happened for me. And now I'm just about to teach you 3 steps to mediumship. 3 basic fundamentals that other mediums aren't teaching. Why do I say that? Because other mediums, I know some really famous mediums, like from first name basis, like, hey, how's it going? I've done podcasts, I have literally interviewed, I have had conversations, and I tell you what, they all have very human problems, and they all have insecurities as well, and they all may be stuck. So many of them are stuck in a prison of this energy of the system that we are changing right now with the Angelic Realms, because we are literally quantifying the chakra system to create it one big spiraling. This is what I'm doing over the next couple of years. It's my mission to change the system along with you. I need as many people as humanly possible to change this with me, but you cannot change it from your prison cell. You cannot change it from your cage. You cannot change it from the cage of your mind. This is too intense for you. You need to leave. I understand. If you're with me, give me a hell yes. Yes, that's an HELL yes. If I'm triggering you, good. Stick around. If I'm activating you, good. Just keep on feeling turned on, because we're going to fly today. We're going to fly. But before we fly and ascend, we have to come into the energy of what it means to be a fucking human. I'm going to teach you the energetic reset, the sacred invitation, and then the trust leap. We're going to go through these 3 key codes of mediumship. For me to be the best medium possible, I became the best mother, the best lover, the best friend, the best sister, everything I possibly could be. But not before I found out who the hell I am by learning that I had no idea who I am. Another paradox. If you love paradoxes, you'll love me. If you don't, then you'll be confused. I learned to be the best mother, lover, sister, friend, coach, all the things. I had to find out who the hell I was from my heart center. And I realized pretty quickly I was one big patent of conditioning. A blueprint of what a human should be. So I threw that out the fucking window and I learned who I was. And this is why I weave human design through Magnificent Mediumship. This is why I'm like, where are my mani-gens? Where are my projectors and my generators? It doesn't matter if you're not interested in astrology or I Ching or Kabbalah or the chakra system or anything like that. It doesn't matter. What I do is I look at the chart myself. I've got this incredible ability to go, this is what you need to know about your chart. I can tell you in 20 minutes the things you need to know that are going to literally collapse the timelines to help you quantum leap. This is how Lou and Deanna and Dora and Tanya and Cara and Emily all went, I'm going to go start my own businesses. They just dropped all of the conditioning. I wouldn't say all of the conditioning. It's something we're constantly doing, right? So yes, give me a hell yes. I know that's going to trigger some people. Hell yes to the hell yes, right? We take things so seriously. We're like, 666, devil's number. Don't want to say hell. I don't want to say the word demon. Like, fuck it. You're the most powerful entity in your reality. You need to know that. You also need to know that your power is your protection. Yeah, I pray every day. I was praying to my granddad today. I was saying, dear God, help me be of service for these beings, whether 4 people show up, 1 people show up, or 44 people show up on the live, and hundreds of people, or actually thousands of people, because of course I've got my YouTube channel and we've got like 25,000 people on there. So we're going to have thousands of people watch this information. Let me do it justice. Let me serve for the highest good of all. Let me be in my integrity. Let me be authentic, higher self. Serve me to serve others. Okay, 3 steps. Are you ready? Let's go. 1, the energetic reset. To be a medium, you need to have an energetic reset. Now, one of my clients, I said to her the other day, your baseline needs to be positivity. So angels aren't walking around going, oh my God, my life sucks. That person beeped at me when I was driving to the supermarket. Oh my God, the person looked at me the wrong way. Oh my God, that person. No, angels don't do that. Angels rise above. Rise above. Okay, so I want you to give me a 555, which is change and manifestation and magnetism. Give me a 555 right now. If you understand that you are here to rise above the shit. You are here to rise above the trickery. You are here to rise above all of the drama and trauma that is holding you heavy. This is luggage. The energetic reset is you drop the luggage, you dump it out, it composts, and you rise. Now, an angel, they fly light. They fly light. They're not materialistic. The more conscious you become, the less material things you have. First thing that we do in MM, the first week before we even start Magnificent Mediumship certification, is I ask everyone to have literally a clear out. I'm like, go clean up your house, clean up your car, clean out your fucking wardrobe. How many clothes do you need, right? I say clean up your brain, clean up your body. Have a day of fasting or drink a lot of water. Clean up your soul. Be clean. We literally have like a detox. You have a soul retrieval, an implant removal. You have Reiki, demon clearings, entity clearings, because I need clean people. I'm particular who comes into my world because I need clean people. I have clean friends, I have clean family, I have clean clients. Clean in all the ways, okay? Energetic reset. Raise your vibration. If you're in negativity, if you're dropping down, if you are a wounded angel, how the hell are you going to grow your wings? To be healthy means to be shiny, to be bright, to be light, to be able to transcend. Energetic reset. To be a magnificent medium, you need to be clean. And that means you will disappoint people. That means sometimes you've got to say no. Sometimes you've got to say yes and you've got to jump. And you know that some people won't like it when you jump because you're going to be too bright, too beautiful. What is the epitome of beauty? It's not the clothes that you're wearing or how skinny you are or how good your skin looks with the latest Botox or facials, although all of that stuff is beautiful and I love it. No, it's how you're glowing from the inside out. I believe I glow when I'm channeling because I'm a messenger of God. As an angel is a messenger of God, and God is consciousness. So you've got to be clean with your message, not stuck thinking this is the truth. Whether people are Christian or Buddhism or whether whatever, I don't care. When I go to my church, it has got Christian and Buddha and it's got all these different religions around, and I stand in the middle and I'm like, I am all. I am all. I am the sacred. I'm the multi-dimensional being. I am the starseed. I am the angel. I am the human. I am the mother. I'm the creator. I am. Claim that below. I am. How does it feel in your heart? What's happening right now? Energetically reset. What is happening now? We're going to do this today together. Claim I am in the chat box. If you're here on the replay, you're still a part of this. If you're here on a YouTube or wherever, I want you to claim I am. I am. And what if you let that to-do list completely go and you trusted and you had total faith? Okay, so that's the first one. Energetic reset. You cannot be a magnificent medium if you're stuck in the swamps, if you're a fallen angel that decided that you were going to hang out with those that were lower vibration. Unfortunately, people do have addictions. They have issues. They have traumas and dramas, and they get addicted to that. We are here to raise the floor and to go, you can come with me, but I ain't coming down. And I say this to you because I know that you've probably been married, or you love somebody, or you maybe have a child or a friend that might be vibrating lower. And maybe this is in the past sense, but we have to choose ourselves because we are here to be leaders for this planet. It's literally selfish not to be selfish, right? To be selfless, you must raise your floor. You must be clean. Okay, how's this landing for you? Okay, let me know in the chat box if this is landing. I know I go quite advanced in my free space. Like, if this is in my freebie, just imagine what my paid communities are like. Okay, my clients, so my one-to-one clients, and those that have done MM multiple times even, are on this live right now. Okay, so many people in the comments right now are literally my paid clients. Okay, so that just goes to show that, there's a lot of advanced stuff here. A lot of reminders. I'm reminding you of who you are. Okay, how is this resonating for you? Pop in the chat box, let me know. I'm going to go on to the second and the third, and then I'm going to tell you how you can work with me. I'm not here for hard sales or psychology, but if you want to work with me coming up in October and into January, I'm going to tell you why this Magnificent Mediumship is extra special, but also I'm going to be able to gift you 90 minutes of having a one-to-one with me, Would that be a dream? It's worth $2,222 USD. And those of you that have already had one are like, what the fuck just happened? We went to the moon and back and around the galaxies, and I got my blueprint. I know who I am. I know what I'm about to do, and I've got a blueprint written out for me. This is my gift as a projector. I can see many possibilities, and I can pull them out, the closest ones, and go, this is what I see for your future, if you so choose to receive it. And it's always very fantastical. It's always bigger than you ever thought possible, because I can perceive and see. I can see things that you can't see about yourself. Okay, so I'm really excited to share that with you. So the first one is energetic reset. Okay, so we've claimed that. Beautiful. Oh, hey, Jasmine. The second one, the sacred invitation. Here's the thing, guys, you need to understand, okay? So these are my secrets of mediumship that no other mediums is sharing, because they're all like, oh, it's all a secret. You've got it or you don't. Bull fucking shit. Everyone is a medium. Oh, I hope I don't get kicked off Facebook for that. Everyone is a medium. Your power is your protection. You don't need a protective bubble. Oh, I went into the spiritual world and I was like, holy shit. Everyone thinks that everyone's afraid. If they're religious, they were scared. If they were spiritual, they were scared. And I was like, this is just more indoctrination into something. None of this makes sense. So me and my spirit friend Emma, she taught me everything I needed to know. I downloaded it and I created So the sacred invitation is energetically, listen up. Energetically. You can't just say, I want to see spirit. You're going to be like, oh, I want to see spirit. Please, yes. You ask with your heart. Words are powerful, right? But they're just words. If you say I love you to someone and you really don't love them, you're just saying that because that's what happens, is you just say shit. I don't know, but there's no words there. If someone goes, I love you, whether they mean it or not, when they say, I love you, and you can feel this warmth, you're like, Energy is louder than words, my friends. And the sacred invitation, which is the second key code for this mediumship foundation of this masterclass, and stick around because we're going to do an activation as well. The sacred invitation is about asking with your heart. At the beginning, I told you the all-knowing soul is within your heart. If you want to go home, you've got to come home to yourself. It's not external from you. So the sacred invitation is about taking up the invitation from the angelic realms that are opening. They're all open now. I can see them. Got all these portals open. There's an invitation for you to take. But if you sit there and you do nothing, nothing will happen. Because you always have to meet your guides halfway. You always have to meet the universe halfway. Now, Lou, who literally manifested so much money, so much wealth, so much property, so much love, so many miracles happening within her family, like miracles that I can't wait for you guys to hear, because she's going to be doing a video testimonial talking about miracles that are just beyond. Now, she didn't just sit there and consume information. She went out there and she took action. She said, you know what, guys and guides, if you're going to meet me, hey, universe, sure, I will take the appropriate steps to bring my message out. She just started her Facebook group. She's just signed up with me to work with me. She's just literally bought Airbnbs. Her child is going through this massive miracle right now, and she's moving to the family farm, and she's been given so much abundance. Like, you guys won't even believe this shit. Like, you're going to have to watch the testimonial. It's unbelievable. But that wouldn't have happened unless she opened her heart and said, I'm ready to serve. So I want you to claim that today. I am ready to serve in the chat box, because even if you're like, oh, I don't know, but if you claim it today, I am ready to serve, then you can open your heart. I am ready to serve. I am ready to serve. I'm ready to be. I'm ready to choose. I'm ready to leap, to jump out of that airplane, having faith that the parachute's going to go up. Right? Did that twice on my 25th birthday. Twice in one day. It's like, take me up higher, buddy. So the sacred invitation is about you inviting spirit in a sacred space to communicate with you. Not demanding that they speak to you. And this is what happens is we want magic and miracles right fucking now. But what if divine timing isn't what your linear timeline is? Right? The sacred invitation is about you taking an opportunity when it literally comes in front of you. You can say yes or you can say no. This is your free will. This is a universal rule. There's two universal rules on this planet. One is love is the only truth. The second one is you always have a choice. You have free will. And maybe if something is happening to you physically, maybe you don't have a choice right then and there. Something is physically happening, but you always have a choice on how you can sit with it, how you can connect with it, how you can shift that around. You think about Nelson Mandela, how he shifted his mindset to say, what if this is happening for me? What if I can actually not be a prisoner of my mind? What if my mind could set me free? This is what I'm talking about. The sacred invitation is about you saying yes to a higher power, which is yourself, which is within you. And it's taking the invitation that the guides are bringing you. When you ask with your heart, the guidance and your prayers will always be answered. How's that feeling for you? Can you see how this stream, a both-way stream? Same with extraterrestrials. You start thinking about them and you start literally getting interested in the Greys and Lemuria, Palladians, Lyra, all the beings, Arcturian. You know, you're thinking about them, you're looking at them, they're looking at you. It's a two-way. You're thinking about me, I'm thinking about you. We are connecting energetically. This is why we need to be clean, hygienically clean. This is why I teach in EMM is hygienic energetics, right? So the sacred invitation is a two-way thing. If you're saying, I want to see spirit. No, I don't want to look. I'm too scared. They're like, okay, see you later. We're not here to fuck around. We're here to save the planet. We're here to save the fucking universe. Excuse my language. Sorry if this is too much for you, but I've been hooting and howling this for years in many, many, many different ways. Okay? So, the sacred invitation. How are you serving right now? I quite often love doing the pay it forward. I love doing like lovely little things for people and not telling anyone. You know, one of the things that I did last year was I actually scholarshiped Magnificent Mediumship. It's the first and only time the guides told me you can scholarship Magnificent Mediumship. And I was like, what the hell? I talked to Luke about it and I was like, it just feels right. Magic and miracles and going with the flow and having total trust and faith. The lady who got Magnificent Mediumship, her name was Mahala. I don't know if Jessica's still here, but Jessica was her best friend, and Jessica basically was there with Mahala until her last breath. Mahala received Magnificent Mediumship and she passed away maybe halfway. I don't even know what week it was on, but she passed away during MM. And I said to my guys, why would you have me give a program to someone when she wanted to be healed? She wanted to be saved. I mean, she has a child. She has a little boy, you know, and the human in us, the angel in us, it's like, oh my God, you know. And I was told that we were able to hold her through one of the most beautiful and powerful changes in her whole existence. Going from a human to an angel. And in that transition, and along with Jessica, right next to her, Jessica decided to do MM a couple of rounds later, and she's just done the MM 14. Very, very powerful, and she is, oh my gosh, go check her out. She is incredible. She literally is a higher self connector. She is phenomenal. And Mahala came to me after she passed, and I said to her, I hope I did enough for you, because I never felt sorry for you. I never sat there on the calls with the MM pupils. We weren't all sitting there crying and mourning for you. Mahala, I celebrated you, because all I saw was your beauty and your power and what you're going to go do next. Now my ears kind of tingling. And she said, Victoria, Even the things that you did in the beginning, the soul retrieval, the implant removal, teaching me these things, and doing these things for me helped me to be spiritually clean, helped me to be pure. Now, I'm not saying I did this for her. I was the facilitator. So a random act of kindness, being guided, right? The sacred invitation, being guided by the guides to take the leap, even when it didn't make sense, ended up creating so much more. And I believe that Mahala will be in this next round of with us, with her wings guiding. I see her very clearly right now. When we pay it forward, when we are angelic and we do little things that end up being big things, we know that we are on track. Often we're missing the little things. We are missing the kind words. We are missing taking that leap. We are staying small. It's like the crab in the bucket analogy. And it's time that we raise our floor and we take the opportunities. We take the invitations from spirit, from our guides, and from others. And we do something about it. We step forward. And just like Jessica, I'm like, you're the higher self, like guru. Like, this is it. She knows it, right? And just like Emily taking this leap of faith where she's like, fuck it, I'm selling my incredible shop and I'm going to start my own practice as a Reiki healer, as a reader, as a channeler, and a spiritual mentor. And just like Dora, she's like, I've got to bring my light language out. I've been so afraid to share because I've got so many Christians around me, but I want the Christians and the spiritual beings to realize we're all one. Just like Kara going, I'm going to move away from my family, which was so scary. And now I'm going to literally be a medium who actually gets paid to do this. And so many stories, so many stories. It was a sacred invitation from God, from the universe, from higher self, from the angels. And people said yes. Then you had to have faith that it's going to work, because it is working, because you're coming from your heart. Give me a 666 in the comments if this is resonating with you. Give me a 666 if this is warming your heart. And I'm going to tell you about the third one. Okay, give me a 666. How is this feeling for you? Random acts of kindness to everything. Oh, Jessica is here. So beautiful. Take a breath. Let that land. The energetic reset, the sacred invitation. It's just like human design. If we don't know our aura, we don't know how energy type or how we perceive, then there's all these gaps that we're always trying to fill. What I like to do is I like to help you fill those gaps and literally skyrocket. I like to help you, what took me 10 years to figure out, do it within 3 months. 3 months of your life, a few $1,000s, like you'll never be the same person again. It's just energy, right? So this is the third one. I've already kind of alluded to it a little bit. The trust leap. The trust leap. You can see how these all intertwine together. The energetic reset. You got to be clean. Got to be clean. The sacred invitation, and then not just hearing it and consuming it, but doing it. Okay. I always like to say, like, create before you consume, because there becomes this beautiful kind of intertwining of creating and consuming. You become it. I was lying in bed for a whole hour this morning or longer, just going through this, talking to my guides, talking to my angels, talking to a lot of spirit actually, and just feeling the feeling the stretch. I was like, ooh, this is my edges. Ooh. I sat there in my pajamas and my Ugg boots looking like a 42-year-old, just disheveled, whatever that word is, like human being going, oh my God, how am I going to show up to this masterclass? I have like literally pages and pages of notes. And I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to tell them about angels, mediumship, do an activation, and see who's correct for MM? So, talk to you guys about MM and then offer a 90-minute session. How am I going to do this within frickin' 90 minutes? How am I going to do this? Even if I had like a whole week, how am I going to tell you everything? And the guides were like, you don't need to tell them everything. You just need to give them a snippet. You just need to be the vibration. You need to be the energetic invitation to something more. And if that's all they get, or if they get a little bit closer to taking that leap, you're doing your job. My job, yes, I work for humans. Yes, I teach mediumship, but I work for spirit. And one of the things, the third key code, so the first one, energetic reset, be energetically clean. Second one, sacred invitation. You've got to take those invitations and you've got to do it justice. Do you know how hard they work to give us these invitations? And the third one is the trust leap. When I jumped out of the plane twice on my 25th birthday, I had faith I was going to land. Do you know the weirdest thing that happened on my 25th birthday, which was many years ago because I'm now 42, was I got a text message on my good old Nokia, like a little old phone, This is my mouse, but it was about this size. It was little. I used to lose it in ditches all the time. Oh my God, I had it for 7 years. Loved that phone. Got a text message from someone called Luke Bond, and it said, happy birthday. And I had broken up with Luke Bond 2 years before. And I knew I had to break up with him because I saw the 111s everywhere. 1111, 1111, 1111. I trusted the guides. I broke up with my boyfriend of 7 years, and I went on a journey, and I was a lost soul. But I followed the 1111s, the call of the angels, everywhere I went. And this text message said, happy birthday. And to my surprise, because I don't usually message people back on my birthday, I'm usually out jumping out of planes or doing something crazy or sleeping or eating, I messaged back, oh my God, hi, I'm jumping out of an airplane twice today. And I was like, why did I want to share with my ex-boyfriend who I haven't talked to for 2 years? I'm very black and white. I don't do messy. I don't do grey. I don't do wishy-washy. I'm very, very clean energetically, naturally. I mean, oh, fuck. I realized he was still going to be my baby daddy. He was going to be the one that I married and spent the rest of my life with. And I stood there and I thought, fuck. The love of my life just messaged me, and I broke up with him 2 years ago because I was told to by all the signs and synchronicities. Jumping out of a plane is nothing compared to taking a leap of faith and giving your heart and your soul to someone. You know what I mean? That's just a phrase. Don't give away your soul, but dropping my barriers, opening my heart, reconnecting with Luke was the hardest thing I ever did. And I did stuff that I wasn't too proud of to make sure we never got back together, subconsciously, of course. I ended up talking to Luke that day. I've never told this story. I ended up talking to him that day. And we started talking for months. We ended up, long story short, within a year, getting back together, living together. We ended up putting a date for 2011 to get married. And we've had 2 beautiful children. And this is the biggest trust leap I'd ever taken, to allow someone to see my heart and my soul. So if you are feeling a little bit shy of jumping, of leaping, whatever that means, whether it's in a relationship, for me it's a relationship, and now I'm kind of thinking, I hope my husband's not watching this. That was the biggest trust leap. I would jump out of a plane every single day for the rest of my life if I could avoid dropping those barriers and allowing myself to be completely seen and loved. And this is the love of God that a lot of religions talk about, is completely surrendering to that, or the love of the universe, the love of the guides, or the love of the angels. Because so many of us, we're afraid to be truly loved because we've been hurt. How is this resonating for you? So what is a trust leap? It means Being clean in energy, it means having a sacred invitation. It means taking a leap of faith. It means this is that moment where you're like, okay, I'm going to do a reading for you. I'm going to do a reading. It's like my very first reading. Rosalind's sitting there and she's just like, I'm like, put down the cards. And all of a sudden I said, I see a man standing there and I see two children and this guy is gone with the wind, Clark Gable. He looks just like him, and a little blonde girl, a little blonde boy and blue eyes, and they're similar in age. And I'm just telling her this manically. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to fail. Fucking fail. I'd rather jump out of a fucking plane than be rejected. To be wrong. Who am I if I can't trust myself? I think I'm a medium, but what if I'm not? What if I'm not intuitive? What if I did miss the gift? Oh my God, I'm crazy, I'm insane, and everyone keeps telling me to simmer down. Don't go into starseed stuff. Don't dabble. Victoria, what are you doing? My mum's praying for me hardcore. My sisters are worried because I'm losing my bloody mind. I'm going to the doctor saying, help! And then to my total surprise, Rosalind said, Victoria, that was my uncle. Everyone said he looked like Clark Gable from Gone with the Wind. He had a daughter and a son, similar in age, blonde hair, blue eyes, looked nothing like him. And in the middle of the night, he was a stay-at-home dad, right? And in the middle of the night one day, the mum took the children and fled back overseas. He didn't see them until many years later. I was overseas working at a pub and I got my uncle and those children back together. They were reunited. He had come through to say thank you. She said that is the best reading that I've ever had. I've been trying to communicate with my uncle for years and I've had many mediums read for me. Shut the front door. No. No. That day, and this is a story I've never, ever told, we heard a siren right then and there while I was doing the reading. Something tragic happened right then and there while I was doing that reading. Something that actually took me into another part of my mediumship abilities. This is a story I've never, ever told. Even Luke's going to be surprised at this. On that day, while I was reading for Rosalind, bringing through her uncle, and bringing through these kids, and he was coming to say thank you, the sirens were going, and we lived in a tiny little village. And a little girl named Emma was hit by a truck and killed in our tiny little town. Now, the reason why this is so significant is at the very beginning of this talk, this masterclass, I told you about how there's an angel called Emma who taught me my mediumship abilities. And I always thought the little girl was called Emma, who passed away as well. Now, because of that reading I did that day, I had that big trust leap and put down the cards and I just said everything I said. And she was like, this is the best reading I've ever had. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, slap me silly. Like, are you lying? I said, are you lying to me? Emma's mum and dad came to me many months later because I was giving away an old dressing table. I was able to speak to Emma's parents. Now, energetically, I could see Emma there, and I energetically, telepathically gave them a message. They were both not quite right in the headspace of receiving a pure message, but I said to Emma, because I've been talking to her for months, if you want, this is a little girl, Emma, who was passed away. She was under 10 years old. I think she might have been 8. I said, if you want a message, you got to bring your parents to me. She did. But I could only tell them what I could tell them for them to be able to hold it. Okay. Emma's father died a couple of years later. He took his own life because he had lost 2 children, very close. And this beautiful little girl, Emma, I was able to help her best friend. Her best friend was seeing her every single night. A little 8-year-old seeing a child every single night that I had to go around and help this child. I was able to help the parents of the child, like all these people concerned around this little girl, Emma. I was able to give messages. This is all just coming back to me now. This is like 10 years ago. I was able to give all of these messages to all these people and actually help that very first day I took the biggest leap of my life, I was able to help the community quietly. I've never told the story before. Luke's probably going to be like, what the heck? I was able to talk to these parents and give them love and essence. I had this little girl right next to me. I was able to help pass her over because she was hit so hard and fast. She didn't even know she had died. There was no pain. I was able to give that message to her best friend and to the best friend's mum, who was like, I never liked her biking on that. I wish I had done something. I was able to help a community quietly. The random act of kindness. Never told anyone. Why do I tell you this today? Not for praise, not for anyone thinking that I'm amazing or anything, but because I took a leap of faith and I was able to help a community and a little girl pass over and that little girl's best friend. I was even able to help the parents. I was even help the father when he took his own life. I was able to talk to him and help him. I worked with this family for years and years and years, and no one even knows about it. I took such a big trust leap, and I said, I'm taking literally a vow that I will serve for the highest good of all. I've created YouTube videos. Some people don't like me. That was a big thing to come over, to overcome, because I've always been a people pleaser, right? I was a hairdresser for years. I know how to serve people. I'm here to look after people. It's not how much we consume. It's about what we do with what we activate, what we remember. Taking a leap of faith means it's not about you. You've got to step the hell out of your ego and say, I'm going to have some faith right now. I'm going to share my heart. I have done things that so many people don't know about, big, significant, giant things around death and around suicide and all these things. I have messaged people in my local town and said, hey, I'm sorry, but I've got your daughter here. Would you like to talk to her? And the daughter had passed away and left children behind. This is the things that we can do when we're an intuitive, when we're a channel, and it happens organically, and it's so much bigger than just us. It is a collective. And this is why I say, when you come in, you work with me in Magnificent Mediumship, when you come into a collective, when you are drawn into a community, whatever that community is, whether it's a church, whether it's a spiritual community, I don't care. As long as it's not like a deep, dark cult where they're telling you to go from one prison to another. It's about freedom. It's about escaping the matrix. It's about being a kind heart. And I can say, I know that I've got a kind heart because I really desire to help and serve. And I made a commitment to do so beyond anything, beyond myself, beyond. Now, of course, that's a paradox because it's within yourself that you must grow. I teach all about that as well. My words are kind of going, and we're going to do our activation in a moment. But how is this resonating with you? I've gone really deep with you today. How's this resonating? Give me a 777 in the comments if this is resonating with you. If you've got a similarity, are you feeling, I'd love for you to share in the comments if you're feeling something similar. If you've got, I feel like our hearts, like if you can see my heart right now, then maybe there's something within you that's a similar story, or you've got a resonance. I'm really, really curious because my heart is really warm right now. I'd really, really love to know. We're going to do an activation, and then I'm going to tell you about how you can get some one-to-one time with me. Now, it's very exclusive to have one-to-one time with me because you can't just go and book in readings, but today you have a special opportunity if your soul is ready, if you're at that next step. How is this feeling for you? Thank you so much for holding that space for me to share. It's so deep and powerful, and I'm always very surprised at what Spirit brings through. Wow. Okay, are we ready? Feeling it? Oh, Jessica. Thank you for sharing. Yes, you're welcome, of course. Resonating and feeling a lot. I can feel both of the Emmas here right now. And of course, I'm actually feeling Emma's father here as well, and brother. I really do specialize in mediumship with suicide, but I teach people to specialize in all different areas depending on their soul streams. And I'm just so grateful to be here. Okay. Okay. So we had the 1, which is the energetic reset, the 2, the sacred invitation, the 3, the trust leap. And I wanted to give you an example of different types of leaps of faith, from jumping out of an airplane to saying yes and going back to my boyfriend, Luke, and thinking, and everyone was like, oh my God, egg on her face. What is she doing? Like, she's crawling back. Like, the amount of things, being psychic as well, I could just feel it all. And I was like, no, this is going to work. It's going to work. It has to work because he has to have my children. Like, it was just like, it has to happen. We are like super happily married, by the way. And like, Luke is right here, right now, listening to this. He is a love of my life. And, I don't need him and he doesn't need me. We are choosing to create more for the world and we're serving together. Okay. So, and we have these beautiful children. So, sometimes you got to do shit that doesn't make sense and know that it's for the higher good of all. And that was one of the trust leaps of faith, and doing my first reading with Rosalind, and then experiencing the duality of having so much joy that I just done a reading that was so accurate, and then having literally a little girl die that day and me having to help the process of many humans around me. And I never said a word to anyone about what I was doing and how I was doing it. It was all very secret squirrel, because it wasn't about me. It was about serving. So I made a commitment to God, to the universe, to my higher self, to my soul, to my future children, that I would choose me to be the best mother, the best lover, the best human being, the best person I possibly could be. And that's what I've done over these last few years, is become better and better and better and more expanded so I can bring information to you. Okay, so this is about service and love by choosing self. Okay, in your heart. Are you ready for the activation? Give me an 888. Yes, let's give Luke a holler. Whoop, whoop. I mean, this guy literally dropped his... This, and for those of you that don't know me, we're going to do the activation in a moment, but I was a hairdresser for 18 plus years. My husband was an electrician. He was like a electrical engineer, I believe. He was, high up there in all the electrical. He'd done all the things. But the life that we were living was very much like ships in the night. So I'm hairdressing at night. I'm hairdressing during the day. I'm looking after the kids. It was like crazy. I had my sister and my niece living with me at some stage. And it was just like so busy. And my husband would come home, but he was always on call, and it was so hard. And we were like, why can't we make ends meet? Like, why is this such a struggle? And then I realized if I was struggling with all these things, that I could probably find another way, a better way. And my husband would say to me, Vic, I'll never have to worry about money because I work so hard. And I was like, well, how come my bank account still says zero? How come I'm still working week to week? And how come I'm not reaching as many people as I can with my big fucking huge fat heart? And I realized that I had another calling. I was 33 years old and I started Awaken with Victoria Bond. And I started downloading Mediumship, and I started helping other people monetize their genius. This is the thing, when you come to work with me, when you activate with me, it's not just about learning a mediumship skill. I open you up to all these possibilities of soul's missions and purposes, and people literally take off. So many of them have just taken off, and now they're off doing their things, and they quit their jobs, they moved country, they started human design or mediumship or whatever, these things that they didn't know about before they met me. And again, I'm quiet about it because I don't need to splash it around, but I went first. I always go first, and that's what leadership is. And I know that you're a leader, and in some shape, way, or form, you're ready to bounce, you're ready to jump, you're ready to stretch. Having that leap faith, having the trust leap is everything. And when we look back, we see the path highlighted, but we can't see the path highlighted going forward because it has not been created yet. So when I look back at the magic, the miracles I did at the time, it just felt normal. It felt stretchy and scary. The first time I invested in my coach, first time I paid 10K in full, I was like, what the fuck? I've never even spent $1,000 on myself, let alone $10,000. I grew exponentially very quickly internally. Therefore, it came externally as well. It was hard, but I did it. I did it because I believed that I was doing something bigger than myself. So let's come together in a space of sacredness. I invite you to close your eyes down, to drop your barriers, to feel your roots going down into the ground, expanding your heart center. And being here today. And you're human. When we close our eyes down for at least 10 seconds, we're resetting the nervous system. When we put our hands on our heart, and when we breathe out audibly or we start humming, we come into our body. It's a somatic practice that's very powerful. So I invite you now to take a nice deep breath in your belly. And as you breathe out, humming or sighing, feeling the vibration in your chest. Or you can hum, feeling the vibration through your body. You are human, dropping your barriers. Roots down into the earth, expanding your energy now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom, out, through, around, and back in. That's it. Third eye gaze. Asking the angels to help clear your aura. Asking them in a sacred invitation right now to gift you a gift, and you will receive it in perfect divine timing and know exactly what it means when it arrives, with no expectation, with no strings attached. And now I want you to feel into the energy of taking the big trust leap. What does it feel like to dive, to jump, and to fly? Visualizing this now. Energetically clean, hygienic. An invitation to expand, to grow those wings, to dive, to leap, to fly, and now having the trust to leap. Relaxing your jaw, relaxing your belly, relaxing your hips and your sacrum energy. Letting go of any of the old junk DNA that no longer serves you. That's it. That's it. And activating the DNA that's ready to activate. We're going to do a little bit of light language now for those that are ready to receive. Come up area to papakaria piki on to papakaria to papakaria to papakaria papakaria to papakaria to papakaria to papakaria to papakaria pika papa armataka papaka. Shoo shoo shoo. I've just had a very special message from the guides. Bringing yourself back into your body, back into your body, back into your body, back into your body. Taking a nice deep breath in. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. That's it. Bringing yourself back. How are you feeling? Now something I just received which is really interesting. I would love to know what came through for you in the chat box. Let me know. Let me know. And this is something that's really, really interesting that I've been waiting for quite a while. I can't believe this has just come through. Okay, so listen up. If you're listening to this on the replay, keep listening. This opportunity is going to be available for you all the live as well. And if my team is here, I want you to put the Calendly link in as soon as possible, because here's the thing. Magnificent Mediumship certification, if it's okay with you for me to tell you, no, there's absolutely, this is an invitation, there's absolutely no persuasion. There's no convincing, because the thing is, if your soul is calling it, your soul is calling it. And I say to people all the time, if you're not a fit for this program, then no amount of money would allow you to come in if you weren't ready, or if you weren't choosing it, right? So this is why I have conversations with most people that join MM. If you're a hell yes and you're like, I need to do this, I'm doing it, then you can sign up, of course. But there's a real special thing. Okay, I want you to give me a yes. Special thing I want to share with you. Do I have permission? Can you guys give me a yes in the chat box, or give me some heart, give me some loves, like give me some energy, because I can't believe this is happening. And some of you might be like, whoa, and some of you might be like, ah. So give me a yes if I have permission. Okay. And I'm going to get my team just to keep popping the Calendly link in there, because this is kind of crazy. If you join the next round of Magnificent Mediumship, the 15th live round, and by the way, I don't ever stick to anything. I'm a 3-5 projector, which means I move house every like 2 years. The only thing I've actually stuck to is my husband and Magnificent Mediumship. I'm not even kidding. So here's the thing. Magnificent Mediumship is a 12-week program, but this round coming up is not 12 weeks. It's actually about 15 weeks. Why? Because this is the first time I've done coming from October all the way through to the end of January. We're adding in a couple of weeks. Now, we're going to be having Christmas and New Year's where we won't be having any calls, but the coolest thing about it is you're still in my container, which means the vibration, the energy is still flowing, and you can still ask questions, and I will still be tuning into the Facebook group. So that's the cool thing, is you're getting an extra 3 weeks in if you join this round. And we will be celebrating into the new year. So we're going from a year 9 on planet Earth to a year 1 on planet Earth. We get to do this together. Within that space, something very magical is going to happen, because this round of there's always a theme, and this one is the Angelic Realms. We're going to be literally opening our wings. We're going to be flying. The transformation, like all of these other rounds that I've had have been very transformative, whatever that word is. They've been very much a transformation, of course. And this one is no different. In fact, it might be more powerful because we have an extra few weeks, but also the angelic realms are opening for us to activate more. And if you sign up to this round, you will receive a soul mapping session where I will look at your soul mapping blueprint, where I will literally look into the different portals, the different streams. You can pick my brain. Imagine if you had 90 minutes to pick my brain about mediumship. If you wanted to bring through a spirit, we can bring through that spirit and talk to that spirit. If that's your request. What if I could tell you these are the potentials for your soul's mission and your soul's purpose? Some of you have already had a soul mapping session and you've told me it was life-changing. And yes, you can have more than one, because there's so many realms of possibilities and soul streams that we can tune into. If you come in, I haven't even told you the thing that just came through yet. So stay here. I've got to tell you this, okay? This is going to be kind of like a yes or a no for some of you, I think. It's going to be the deciding factor. By the way, if you've already done you can repeat it. It's half price, okay? So if you repeat it, it's 2222 USD. Plus, you get a soul mapping, which is worth 2222 USD. Crazy, right? So, the soul mapping session will happen. You get literally a PDF blueprint where I go, Dora, this is your soul mapping session. And then in there we talk about all the things that we talked about on the live. Okay, it's like a 10-page document that I create for you. You get the replay so you can listen to it for the rest of your life. And I've still got replays from mediumship readings that I received years ago, and I've listened to them like 20 times. I mean, more like 80 times. So it's something that you will be able to cherish for life. Okay, the return on investment happens within the first freaking week. It's insane. You get soul retrieval, implant removal, Reiki, entity clearings, demon clearings, all of the implant removals, all within the first week of It is crazy cool. Plus, we have a call basically 12 calls minimum, and they're live calls, so you get to have mentoring with me as well as a digital portal that you get to keep forever and ever. And then you get to be put into alumni group. So I don't just ditch you. I don't go, take money, here's the program, see you later. Like, no, you have continuous support, which is something that I really pride myself on. Here's the thing I wanted to share with you though. The chakra system. Have you been here from the beginning? Because you want to listen up to this, okay? The chakra system is changing. The angels have spoken, and the angels are connected to the chakra system. And this came through with one of my pupils, one of my students that is doing the next round of MM. We channeled this in her soul mapping session. We were able to reach the 13th dimension where it has been created. We went to the Galactic Council of Light. We were in literally Christ consciousness, and this information came through. The chakra system is changing from this year to the next. I have not heard this information anywhere else apart from the channels. I'm going to be working on your chakra system. If you join this round of MM, we're going to be going from this 7 to 9 step chakra system into literally ascending into this incredible spiral energy. Now, I first heard about this and worked with this many years ago, something I don't talk about because, of course, unless you come into MM, I don't go into the advanced stuff. And some people go, what? Chakra system? Don't fuck with that, da da da. But I've had information today, and of course a few weeks ago, that this system is changing now. It's an ascension model. It's going into a spiral. It's coming into this, which means our access to the angelic realms is changing as well, which means we are awakening our angelic selves. Is this resonating with you? Give me a 999 if this is resonating with you, okay? Now, if you can't hear my words, but you can feel my vibration and you're like, oh my God, honestly, this is why we're doing light language more. This is why people are coming in and they're just activating the light language. My hands are hot right now, so you're probably feeling the holy Reiki fire come through. The Christ consciousness, okay? Not from a religious standpoint, but from a 13th dimension, creating that is happening now. But we've got to change the system. We change this one person at a time. We change this in a collective. How is this feeling for you? Who's coming into Magnificent Mediumship, the 15th round, starting in October, working all the way through to the end of January? I've got a few extra weeks that you get to be with me. You get to have this chakra system activation. I'll be doing that for you. When you join MM, you will be getting a human design reading especially from me, specifically for you, your reading that you get to keep forever. And you get a soul mapping session. Now, if you were like, oh, this is great, but I have no money, I have got a payment plan, okay? So it's 444 a month for 12 months, or it's 4444 USD pay in full, okay? If you choose the payment plan or the pay in full, you're still getting the soul mapping session, which is something I haven't done in the past, okay? So this chakra invitation, I've not done this before. Okay, I've not done this before. This is going to be something that the throat's going again as well. Okay, what are we clearing? Oh my God. Who's still here? Who's been here from the beginning? I want to shout you out. I actually cannot believe this information came through. I knew I've been channeling since 5 o'clock this morning, preparing for this. And I've been working on my energetic hygiene. I take the sacred invitations and I take the trust leaps, okay? Even if it makes no sense and no one around me knows what's happening, that's what leaders do. We take the leap first. So I'm really curious, if you've been here from the beginning, give me a holler in the comment. I would love to know. This is a whole thing today, okay? A whole thing, a whole activation. You're probably feeling really activated. You might start feeling a little bit tired, but don't worry. The human is just catching up to your spiritual evolution. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you guys, there's so many of you that have been here. Now, I'm opening up my books, okay? So from this afternoon and over this next week. Now, if you've worked with me, there's something else I need to tell you guys. I've only got a couple of spots left for one-to-one coaching next year. If you're interested in coming and working with me for the year, I've got a real special deal. 2 spots, okay? 2 spots. Once they're taken, they're taken. I'm not holding any spots for anyone. So jump on a call if you want to know what that looks like to work with me for a year. And it is a multiple 5-figure offer, okay? So it is an investment to work with me, and definitely pays off for sure. But I just want to put that out there as well because I don't want to waste your time. I don't want my time wasted. But I'm so happy to jump on a call with you to see if you're a fit for MM. Now, it's going to be a very special group. The people that have joined this round of MM are blowing my mind. I literally remember them from the Angelic Realms, and they've got a very, very high vibration, a high frequency. And if you're feeling like maybe this is a fit for you, maybe it is a fit for you. Okay. I'm so excited. This is so close to my heart. You can see me. I'm holding my heart because I'm like, whoa, I can't believe we're going here. I thought, oh, hey, Anne. I thought that the other MMs were really powerful. We've had mermaids, we've just had unicorns, we had psychologists, and like literally counselors and teachers and authors, all sorts of people. I have like accountants and lawyers, and oh my God, like masseuses and Reiki masters, all coaches, all sorts of people do this program because it turns up and enhances their whole life. It's not just about talking to dead people. It's about literally attuning your life. Now, when I look at Lou, I love Lou and I'm working with her for next year as well. She was like, Vic, I don't know how I was going to put food on the table the week after. I signed up for MM and literally this flew in, this flew in. I've got Airbnbs. I'm going overseas to mediumship like retreats. I have opened my own business. Like she is literally, she had miracle with her own child, a miracle where we were all on the MM call, like crying, going, what the fuck? Magic and miracles happen when you choose it. You don't need MM for a miracle, but when you choose yourself, this is why people do it again and again. And yes, Lou is doing it again because she's like, up level me, baby. Like, why stop when we're on a trajectory? 3 months, 12 weeks of me being your spiritual mentor, be able to pick my brain, to ask me questions, to have a soul retrieval, implant removal, like literally all these things, you know, entity clearings, energetic hygiene. I teach you everything I know, but not only that, I teach you everything that I do so you can teach others, so you can help your children and expand your bank accounts to monetize your genius in the digital portal that you get to keep forever. We have got a bonus section where there is literally business programs, so conscious business. And I show you how I went from 0 to 10K. And then I show you how I went from 10K to 60K. And I showed you how I went from 60 to 100K. I share everything that I've ever learned with you in a 3-month portal. And then you can continue to work with me. Or maybe you have enough and you're like, well, I'm looked after for life because I can keep going back to this digital portal. I'm supported in the alumni group. A lot of people go, I don't want to come in, and then I'm left alone. I'm like, you're never left alone because once you're in my circle, you're in my circle for life. Okay. Yes. Oh, we're taking the 15-minute leap. So go book that in. Now, there is an investment. Okay. So if you can't do the investment, I invite you to go sit and go, how can I create more? Okay, 444 a month for 12 months. Can I afford that? USD. Or 4444 USD pay in full. How can I make this happen? I'm an infinite being. I have got infinite possibilities around me. Am I feeling that this here is for me? And if you're not, that's okay. That's okay. I only want people that are ready. And if you are, jump on a call because we have limited spots. And especially if you want to do working with me next year, I'm very exclusive. I only work with a little small bunch of people at the same time. Why? Because I'm a human being having a human life and I'm abundant. And I truly believe that those that are meant to work with me will find me. You know, just like Alison. I don't know if Alison's still here. She found me and she's an actual angel. And now she remembers. And we haven't even started MM yet. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card. How are you guys feeling? Tell me if you've booked in a clarity call so I can celebrate you. I cannot wait to see. And if you have enjoyed this masterclass, I've got one more final activation for you. Give me, this is where we all started from the very, very beginning. Give me a 1, 1, 1, 1. I want 4 ones. 4 ones took me to my husband. 4 ones broke me up from my husband. 4 ones was the call of the angels. Angels that have always had my back. Different angels, ET angels, starseed angels, invisible angels, bright angels, light being angels. I hope you've enjoyed the light language today. I hope you enjoyed the activation. And to anchor in all of this, and we've been here for nearly 2 hours, give me a 1111 in the comments. You have activated your angel wings, invisible or other, okay? Give me a 111. Oh, Justina. Yes. Yes, Cara, Danielle, Cami, Natasha, Megan. Oh, Megan is definitely an angel. Dora. And, oh my God, Jasmine. Oh my God. Nairi. Oh, I love you guys so much. And, you know, whether you come into MM or not, are you ready for this card? Are you ready for this card? Whether you come into MM or not, I am so grateful that you're here, that I have an audience to share this with. I can have a ripple effect of change throughout the world, and I live for this. This is my soul mission and my soul purpose, and I can't wait for those of you that I'm going to work closer with so I can get to know you. I get to know your design. I get to help you remember who you are. Okay, Stephanie, Shamika. I was thinking about you, Shamika. I want you in MM. I love you. Suzanne, Tracy, Jane. Oh, beautiful. Suzanne. Oh, gorgeous. Okay. Here's the card that I pulled for you at the end of the Mediumship Masterclass. Okay, I said I wasn't going to do any masterclasses this year. I've done transmissions. This has been a real legit masterclass. By the way, my YouTube is just cranking. If you're not ready to work with me, go check out my YouTube. Okay, it's like mini programs all over the place. If you're ready, you'll see that there's a link, a calendar link to have a 15-minute call with me to see if you're a fit for Magnificent Mediumship. This is the card I have for you today. Angel of Abundance. Give me some love. Anchor this in. Give me an emoji. Yes, yes, yes. Say yes to receive this. Yes, yes, yes. You know, this reminds me of my beautiful client and friend. She, oh my God, Kayla is a dog whisperer, right? I have animal whisperers that are all in like my programs and stuff. And she was like, Vic, I need to find a house. We have to leave our rental. And literally her old house that she lived in, they said, you can come and move in whenever you want to. She said, Vic, I really need to, I really am obsessed, with horses. And I really, really regret selling my old horse. Her old horse came up for sale. And now she's looking into buying her old horse. And she went for a ride the other day. This is all within 3 months. She said, Vic, I really want to talk to spirit. And we're doing this mediumship mentoring. This is why it's so important to do MM. We're doing mediumship mentoring. I'm coaching her, mentoring her to do her readings. And she was just like, I'm blanking. I just can't get it. I want to see spirit. Victoria said, close your eyes down. And then I took her through like this 5-step process. She brought through Jasmine, who's here right now. You still here, Jazz? She brought through Jasmine's cousin, who was a younger male, who came through with a message to say, my heart is with you. I love you. Jasmine said, holy shit, Kayla. What the hell? Like it was so accurate. And that was like a 1-minute reading. And that was literally just like that, because my mentoring could connect in to Kayla and her abundance. She said, Vic, I feel like I'm going to win the lotto. And I was like, you are the lotto. You are the lotto. And I've seen her in the last couple of months. She's like 29 years old, right? She's got a couple of kids. She's got a thriving business. She works for me. I work for her. Like literally we are like working together in our businesses. It's amazing. She's helping me with my dog because I've got a very sensitive American Staffy. And she's changed my life because now I can give my dog to her and go on adventures. And I've changed her life because now I've told her how to tap into her abundance codes, is what happens in MM, and to talk to spirit, magic and miracles. And she was in so much fear before MM. She was like, I'm afraid of what I'm going to see. But she wanted to see, just like I was talking about in number 2 in the sacred invitation. So this is how I see Kayla now. All it took was 12 weeks of working with me, and she's moved house. She's going to be she's riding horses, because before that horse came, she had an opportunity to ride another horse, gifted, like, yeah, please look after my horse, like every day. Her life is just so abundant, and that is an everyday testimonial to Magnificent Mediumship. when we choose ourselves. And that's off the top of my head as well. This is your card today, Angel of Abundance. You can't make this shit up, okay? People say, why do you talk about money, Vic, and talk about mediumship? Because I'm like, they're both energy. You're meant to be abundant. You're meant to take leaps. You're meant to be energetically clean, and you're meant to receive invitations, okay? It goes both ways. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Let me have a look at these. I'm here. I knew you were. I can feel you, Jess. Whether you're a projector, a generator, a manifester, a reflector, or a mani-gen, whether you are a male, a female, whether you are younger or older, if you are here on this planet, you are here on purpose. The chakra system is changing. The angels are awaiting. They've always been awaiting. There is a war going on. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to do it? Do you want to bring this into your human reality? If so, this is your opportunity. This is what we do. This is the work we do. To be a magnificent medium means to be a conscious human being. It means cleaning yourself up. It's about owning your responsibility, and it's about taking a leap of faith and choosing. This is what I did, and I've been doing for 10 years, and it keeps getting better and better and better. We've got a clarity call link in the comments. If you are ready to work with me in one-to-one or an I have got a few spots for one-to-one, and I've got a few spots for which is starting in October. We go through the Christmas period. Don't worry, we have 3 weeks of integration. You still have access to me. You get a soul mapping session worth $2222 USD. I do not do it for any cheaper than that, as well as a special chakra activation. I'm going to go and create this and channel this afterwards, and a human design reading. Jump on a call, have a coffee date with me if you're called in for this. If it's not for you, if the investment is too much of time and money, or your heart just says no, then don't do it. But if you've got a little tingle, if you've got a little bit of a tingle in different parts of your body, and if you're being called and it makes no sense because you're an accountant or you're a lawyer or you're a coach, trust me, this program is going to exponentially expand you. It's more than a program. It's a full remembrance of your soul. We have been here for 2 hours, so I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you've enjoyed this free masterclass. Now, what you can do, if you've enjoyed this, you can actually invite your friends into this Facebook community. Now, we don't just take anybody. We do have a little look and make sure everybody, this is a very sacred community, the Awaken community with Victoria Bond, but feel free to invite people, and if they so choose to fill out the little form and pop their name in the email, then they can come in and join us if they're a fit for this community. They can watch this masterclass if they want to, okay? And if you are ready to jump, I mean really jump, Vic, I'm ready, come on in, because we're starting 10th of October and it's going to be fucking next level. We're going to close this circle now. Breathing in and breathing out. Anchoring in the energetic reset, the sacred invitation, and the trust leap. Having faith that you are an angelic presence. You are also a human. You are a hybrid. The chakra system is massively upgrading now, as we go from the 9th year on the planet to the 1st year. There will be a collective of us that are raising this vibration together. Spirit will come through, light language will activate, and our soul mission will come into fruition. Thank you for being here. I am obsessed with my mission. I am obsessed with you and those that want to come on this journey with me, however that looks for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the guides, the angels, the ancestors of the truest, whitest light, for the highest, in the highest frequencies, for the highest good of all. Sending all my love to you, love and light. Namaste.